Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Jojo Gonzalez, and it's Monday, and I'm getting back on it. I took Thursday and Friday off last week, so I didn't post anything Thursday and Friday, and I should have put something up there that said that, but I was out, I was gone. So when I'm out, I usually study somewhere else, and I'm just really just looking at the Word, and I'm studying maybe a part of the Word. And then today we're coming back to Psalm 51. Psalm 51, we left off in verse 12. It says, "Restore to me the joy of your salvation." This is the psalmist saying, "Look, man, I'm in a bad place. Maybe he's not enjoying. It doesn't have that joy, that peace, that presence of God. He's asking for restoration. That's okay. It's okay to ask for restoration. If you know where you're at, you know your way. Ask God, seek God. He's the only one that can do it." And then it says, "And sustain with me with a willing spirit." With that willing spirit to willfully follow the Lord, not out of obligation, not out of, well, I just don't want to, go this way versus that way, but just that willing spirit to follow God, that love for the Lord. Verse 13 says, "Then I will teach transgressors your ways." So once you're in the right frame, loving the Lord, following Jesus Christ, man, your immediate reaction to that typically is to share your faith, share that joy with others, other people in your life, whether it's your loved ones, your co-workers, person standing next to you, whatever it is. He says, "Then I will teach transgressors your ways, and sinners will be converted and return to you." That's the good news of Jesus Christ. That's the gospel from the beginning to the end, from Genesis 1:1 all the way to the end of Revelations. That's the good news. Sharing the good news with others. Then he says, "Rescue me from blood guiltness, O God, the God of my salvation. Then my tongue will sing joyfully in your righteousness and your justice." So that forgiveness brings joy, brings singing, brings all these different things. And then your righteousness and your justice, like, okay, that's who God is, so you see that in him. He is holy, we're not holy. He's just, we're not just. He's righteous, we're not righteous. So we kind of see all that, him kind of going through all that, acknowledging all that. Then he says, "O Lord, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise." So he says it again, sustain me, I'm going to worship, I'm going to tell others, forgive me, rescue me, and I'm going to praise. In verse 16, it says, you do not delight in sacrifice, or else I would give it. You are not pleased with burnt offerings." And this is time of burnt offerings, in a way. I think Jerusalem's already been, been heard at this time. At this particular time, I think they were out of Jerusalem even. Then he says, "My only sacrifice acceptable to God is a broken spirit." So he's not pleased with offerings. So his only sacrifice that God can accept right now is that broken spirit within him. So he sees that. He's like, "Lord, forgive me." He says, "A broken and contrite heart, broken with sorrow for sin, thoroughly patient, such, O God, you will not despise." So that asking him for forgiveness, asking for restoration, all that is just a sacrifice, putting himself on the altar. Then he says, "By your favor, do good to Zion." Now he's saying, okay, now restore Jerusalem. And he says, may you rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, rebuild me, rebuild, the surroundings, the people, the city, your holy city. And then he says, "Then you will delight in the sacrifices of righteousness." Help us to do good, help us to do right, help us to share, who you are with others here on the earth. And he says, "In burnt offerings and whole burnt offerings, then young bulls will be offered on your altar." So he's talking about just the depth, the sacrifice, the depth, and just the many sacrifice. But the main thing is he'll delight in the sacrifice of righteousness, choosing to do what's right, choosing to do the right thing. Don't forget those things. You getting up in the morning thinking about God, getting into worship, getting into prayer, getting into his word, taking your time to spend time with the Lord, getting to know him, making sure Jesus knows you. Those are the sacrifices. Take your time and spend time with the Lord today. So it's Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. You went to church, worship, whatever it is, man. Today, start your week off right. So I know I am. So it's going to be good. So think about those things. You go about your day. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.